The Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, or CNMI, is a chain of 14 islands in the western Pacific Ocean, located just north of Guam and east of the Philippines. CNMI is a U.S. Commonwealth, and Saipan, its largest island, serves as the political and economic hub. The island's geographic isolation and colonial past have shaped their food systems. During the Japanese occupation, large-scale sugarcane plantations thrived across the Sinamay, driving much of the local economy. That changed after World War II, when the islands transitioned toward a cash-based economy. Over time, local food production declined, and dependency on imported goods steadily increased. Sinamay relies heavily on imported food, from canned goods, frozen meats, vegetables, fruits, rice, and beverages. Fresh produce is flown in from the United States mainland and Asia, raising prices and often requiring preservatives to prolong shelf life. According to Sinamay Commerce data, food and beverages have consistently ranked as the second highest category of imports, averaging 127 tons annually since 2007. In 2022 alone, food imports reached 75 tons, nearly 20% of total imports. This dependence leaves our islands vulnerable to global supply disruptions, price surges, and poor nutrition. A 2022 University of Oxford report reveals that widespread reliance on processed foods has contributed to some of the Pacific's highest rates of non-communicable diseases, including obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and gout. With more than half the population living at or below the poverty line, the need to reduce our dependency on imports and build food sovereignty is urgent. One promising solution is regenerative agriculture. I am here today with Dr. Adrienne Aris, Agriculture Production Program Leader at Northern Marianas College, Cooperative Research Extension and Education Services, or also known as NMC CREES, to learn about regenerative agriculture and how it can transform food security in the Sinamay. Thank you, Dr. Aris, for joining us today.
Well, it's a pleasure. Thank you, Vilma, for having me. And I'm honored to have the opportunity to talk about what we are doing to reshape agriculture in the CNMI. Well, regenerative agriculture is a holistic, natural approach that restores soil health, captures carbon, boosts biodiversity, and conserves water. It includes different practices like intercropping, mixed crops, crop rotation, minimum tillage, integrating livestock, cover crops. It aligns well with some of the United Nations Sustainable Goals.
Wow, it really covers a lot of SGDs. And by this, we're improving livelihoods and also improve public health and reduce waste, drive sustainable local economies and all. All of that while feeding the community with nutritious food. So why not just continue with conventional farming methods?
Well, conventional farming, which has, of course, a long tradition in many places, often relies upon synthetic inputs like pesticides and fertilizers that may produce good effects immediately, but later they can be detrimental for the environment, for the soil, and even for human health. Regenerative agriculture is natural. One example is the use of leguminous cover crops that fix nitrogen So there is a natural way to enrich the soils and provide the plants with nutrients, and also this will result in healthy food. Transitions are not always easy, and farmers need to learn new practices, adapt new knowledge, and also it takes time and effort to see the results. And this is why Chris is providing technical support, training, and success stories that really encourage people by seeing what other farmers are doing and other stakeholders or people are doing to move into regenerative agriculture.
Offered Tiro. My name is Tom Pangilinan, and welcome to our family food forest. We'd like to take you and show you a little of what we've been working on throughout the years with our family, and see how you guys can incorporate on your property. A little brief history about the property and its uses is, at one point it consisted of secondary forests, and we decided to vegetate the area with fruit trees, mainly citruses at this point in time. At this point also we decided that this will be our main focal point in regards to our sustenance or food security for our family. Portion, we're on the higher, I guess the higher level of the property right now, with the elevation being so steep as you can see behind me. My dad figured through observation and his experience to farming that we should plant a lot of bitter nut around this area just to help with the erosion control and or canopy coverage where the sun rises, and it was helping us with our germination section at one point in time. As you can see, there's still intercorporation of intercrops here too. It includes pineapples and other ground coverage around here. One thing we like to notice that with the bitter nut tree, we help supply, I guess, the family during occasions, events, and all of that, and then a surplus we go to the market just to make a little extra to cover the expenses around the family farm.
Here is a regenerative farming success story. Tom Pangilinan has converted his land into a thriving food forest, which now provides both food and income for his family. Considering that Sinamai's economy leans heavily on tourism, how does regenerative agriculture contribute to economic resilience?
Regenerative agriculture is a way to reduce the import of food that will result in a healthier and more abundant food for the people in the CNMI. It offers opportunities for economic diversification, for instance, farm-to-table programs that can be for household, but also for restaurants, ecotourism, and local agribusiness, conserving the land resource and the environment, which is so important, and making our communities more resilient.
Dr. Aris, thank you so much for sharing your time and expertise. Sinamay has a long-standing tradition of sustainable living through caring for the land, sharing, and passing down knowledge. This heritage shows that sustainability is not new, but deeply rooted in the island life. Today, regenerative agriculture helps carry this wisdom forward by restoring soil, growing local food, and promoting healthier lifestyles. The power to transform our islands is in our hands. In every garden we plant, every local meal we prepare, and every effort we make to care for the island, we cultivate hope and sustainable future for generations to come.